Lego cars. I know, right? It's a thing. I actually love these things. These are the Speed Champion. Uh, it's called the Speed Champions line, and they're typically like a smaller sized, more affordable. These are typically like 25 to $30 Canadian. You know, they're doing a pretty good job with some movie cars, popular cars from all different eras, different types of cars. A lot of licensing from Toyota, Nissan, Ford, Chevy, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Audi. We've done quite a few of these so far, and again, some of them are movie cars. So we've got the Dodge Charger here from the original Fast and the Furious, and got a little supercharger sticking out there. Pop Roof pops off, and got a little Vin Diesel in there with a little NOS bottle and a little bit of a roll cage. You can kind of see the actual Charger logo on the front there. A little custom license plate on the back. I assume that's from the movie. But yeah, that one's pretty well done. A lot of these, when I saw pictures of them, I was like, gee, I don't know about that one. But once you're putting it together, I don't know. I learned to appreciate it much more. And just seeing it in person, they really did nail like all the proportions and everything. So that one's pretty cool. Up next, I'll bring out the Porsche 911. This one in particular is an older one. So this one is in a 6-stud wide. And for a while, these were all in a 6-stud wide. And then at one point, they just decided to do them in an 8-stud wide. So that's the Audi Quattro. And you can see how much bigger it is than the Porsche, because its whole scale is based on being 8 studs wide rather than 6 studs wide. Yeah, anyways, this is the first one I bought when they switched to an 8-stud wide. And again, that's the Audi Quattro. This one has a lot of stickers on it, and the hood is printed. That's not a sticker on the hood, if I recall correctly. So sometimes they just print the graphics right on the brick, but a lot of times, a lot of these are stickers. So yeah, the Audi Quattro is pretty cool. The Porsche is pretty cool. Obviously doing it in 8 studs wide. This one's also 8 studs wide. You got a lot more room to deal with. You can get a lot more detail in there, but I do like it when they nail it with the 6. They nail it. I mean, the Porsche looks really good. It's like a Ferrari Le Mans car. I'm not typically into race cars as much as I am into street cars, but this one just looks really cool, and I think it was $25. So yeah, again, 8 stud wide. Got the 69 Mustang. Maybe it's a 68. I don't know. It's number 68. Could be a 67, 68. I'm not 100% sure, but again, this one's got a lot of stickers on it. But this one's 6 stud wide again. So this one matches with the 911 in scale. But they did a pretty good job. It looks pretty good. You can definitely tell it's a Mustang. The Lamborghini Countach, I've shown this one before. This one's fairly new, so again, this one's 8 stud wide. Again, there it is next to the Porsche. But yeah, this one they did a really good job. Yeah, just some cool angles on this thing. The way they did the taillights, they're cones that are, and then this is all hinged, so you have like, well, this is hinged too. So the way they got that front angle with the hinge is pretty cool. And then like these side buttresses, or I don't know what you want to call it, you know, rear quarter panel things, these are hinged. It's kind of hard to tell there, but they're hinged so they actually kind of angle down a little bit, and then these hinge up. I got the quad exhaust on there, slightly hinged up. Yeah, this one looks great. I got even a red interior on this one. The white with the red interior looks great. I'm glad they did this one in white. Some people complain that they did this in white. I don't know what they wanted, yellow or red, but I don't know. This is like the classic Lamborghini Countach. I always picture the white one for some reason. Ferrari F40. This is an older one. This is one of the earlier ones I bought. And again, this one's a 6 stud. So again, it's the same scale as the Mustang and the 911, but smaller than the ones that are 8 stud. They did an okay job on this one, but this is definitely one where you can tell like it would have been a lot better in 8 stud. You know, the Porsche looks pretty good considering how much they pulled that off. And like I said, the Mustang looks pretty good. This one would definitely, this one in the scale of the Lamborghini Countach would definitely be a lot better. But again, that's an early one. And then last but not least here, I've got the Aston Martin DB5 from James Bond. Was a Goldfinger, or it's probably in a few. I think this car's in a few of those 60s, late 60s eras James Bond movies. I'm not like a huge fan of James Bond. I mean, I've seen them all at one point, but most of them I haven't watched more than once. You know, I've seen them all. They're okay. I'm not a huge James Bond. I'm not a huge 007 fan. I'm not a huge fan of the movies, but definitely a fan of the car. Again, getting the license on that, you know, getting the license from Aston Martin and getting the license from James Bond. And this is another one that when I saw pictures of it, I was like, it looks bad, but once you build it and you see it in person, you'll appreciate it a lot more. A lot of custom details on this one, the headlights, the front grille, that's printed on the brick. There's a lot of stickers on the side, and like the roof piece is custom, and you know, obviously you've got this one comes with all these different license plates with the stickers, because it's like the different license plates, I guess, depending on what movie the car is in. So I just threw all the extra license plates back in there. But yeah, you got little James Bond in there. I'm not really even sure what James Bond that's supposed to be. Some people say it's Daniel Craig, but it's just because of the hair, I guess. But it kind of looks like it could be like several of them kind of mashed together. The custom rims on that, I believe, were made just for this. Make it a little more authentic. And yeah, that's all so far. And I'm definitely saying so far because I'm a huge fan of these things. And I'll definitely be buying more. There's certain ones I'm hoping they do next, like the fact they did the Charger from Fast and the Furious. To me, it's like the next logical step is to do Brian's Supra. So I'm really hoping they do the orange Toyota Supra from the Fast and the Furious. I would like to see more cars from the 80s. I'd love to see something like a Cosworth, you know, Escort RS. Escort RS or Cosworth, you know, Sierra, any of those, you know, 80s, you know, Euro Fords. You know, the fact they did the 80s Quattro, that's pretty cool. And that shows to me that they're car guys, right? Like, they're not just doing the latest supercars. and they're not just doing cars from movies. So yeah, I'd like to see more 80s cars like the Audi Quattro. Not necessarily all out rally cars. Again, I like street cars more than I like race cars. If this was if this was just a Audi Quattro, like the street car version, I'd be totally down with that. And again, I'd love to see some Causies, some 80s Fords, Euro Fords. But yeah, whatever they come out with next, I don't know. Again, really hoping they do the Toyota Supra. They've done an R35 Skyline, but they really should do like an R32 or an R34 Skyline. They've done the new Toyota Supra as well, you know, that BMW thing, but they haven't done like the Mark IV Supra. So yeah, there's a lot they can do, and I can't wait for them to come out. So yeah, what do you guys think of this stuff? Is it stupid or a waste of time? A waste of space. I'm running out of space to put them all, and I want more. But hey, that's how it goes.